Welcome to another weekly edition of the Best Way to Schmo News with Serpo Jr.
And Big J.
And check this out. Marijuana use spills into New York City classrooms as educators grapple with the new cannabis landscape. Teens experimenting with marijuana is nothing new, but the legal landscape and market for the drug have shifted rapidly, making it easier for young people to get more potent cannabis products they can use directly before or during school. At the same time, the ongoing youth mental health crisis, exacerbated by the pandemic, may be pushing more kids to self-medicate with marijuana. Now, some New York City school staffers are seeing an uptick in student drug use that is spilling into the school day, and they say it's starting at a younger age. Yet the number of dedicated substance abuse counselors in the city schools have been nearly cut in half over the past decade and a half, leaving many schools unsure how to respond. Now we see like as they say, it's like nothing new. And to be honest, like the times I was in like junior high and stuff when I started actually experimenting with it on a break, I probably would hit it or whatever it may be, but it wasn't common. It wasn't like, oh, we finna just hurry up, meet up right here, smoke. Like if we had it as a group, we had it, you know what I'm saying, at the time during or after school or on a break. But it wasn't like how this is. So it's kind of hard to say.
Right. Moving on. White House highlights police concerns about marijuana legalization in new report to Congress. The White House has delivered an annual drug enforcement report to Congress that highlights a number of concerns from regional police partners about state legal marijuana legalization, including what they believe are the implications for drug trafficking, environmental issues related to illicit grows, and amid demand for high potency THC products. Advocates and experts have been critical of the past reports from the high intensity drug. While the key cannabis section of the new 2022 report comprised a compilation of summaries from regional cohorts and are not a direct reflection of where ONDCP or the administration falls on the issue. The document doesn't seek to push back on any specific narratives. It's also being released a couple of months after President Joe Biden issued a mass cannabis pardon and directed administrative view into marijuana's federal schedule status. Still, it complies a long list of law enforcement complaints about cannabis legalization. The Northern California HIDTA, for example, said in the report that illicit cannabis remains rap- readily available in the region despite the state's legalization laws, and that consequently marijuana use remains extremely high and prices remain stable. So, it's a lot of issues going on. People getting high. The police is getting, they can't really regulate shit how they used to regulate shit. And that's just what that is. Oh.
Young Americans are twice as likely to smoke marijuana than cigarettes, new Gallup data shows. Young people are now more than twice as likely to report smoking marijuana compared to cigarettes, according to a new analysis of survey data from Gallup. Past week, cigarette smoking by adults 18 to 29 declined from 15% from 2016 to 2018 to a new low of 12% from 2019 to 2022. Meanwhile, 20% of adults in that age group now say they smoke cannabis compared to 21% in the earlier survey period. Overall, the 2019 to 2022 data shows that 27% of Americans smoke cigarettes, marijuana, or e-cigarettes. Gallup found that 7% smoke cannabis alone, 9% smoke cigarettes alone, and 3% smoke e-cigarettes alone. So I'm a cannabis smoker.
Facts. Moving on, cannabis relief bill in Congress. Top things to know. All right, Connecticut Governor Ned Lamont, Democrat, announced that the state has now erased 42,964 marijuana convictions from people's records as of the start of the new year, a development that comes just days ahead of the launch of legal recreational cannabis sales. A Virginia Republican delegate filed a bill that would finally allow the state to move ahead with legal recreational marijuana sales. But some advocates have concerns about changes it would make to previously enacted equity provisions. Rep. Nancy Mass, Republican, introduced a bill to undo the 280E tax penalty on marijuana businesses by letting them take deductions that are available to companies in any other industry. That's dope right there. Okay, a new study found that legal, legalizing marijuana and associated with an increase in agricultural employment consistent with the opening of new licit market. Massachusetts retailer have sold nearly 4 billion worth of recreational marijuana products since legal sales began. Former White House Office of National Drug Control Policy Director John Walters criticized the launch of legal marijuana sales in New York. This is what's going on right now, people. Rep. Ayanna Presley, Democrat, tweeted, "We must legalize marijuana, expunge records, and end the war on drugs once and for all." Last but not least, California regulators received approval to rule making on large cannabis cultivation licenses and conversions to large and medium cultivation licenses. Back. Moving on.
Nearly 43,000 marijuana records automatically cleared in Connecticut
Man.
days before first adult use sales start. That's cool.
Yep.
The governor of Connecticut announced on Sunday that the state has cleared nearly 43,000 records of marijuana related convictions. Governor, ne- Governor Ned Lamont, a Democrat, previously noted last month that the legalization legislation he signed in 2021 empowered the state government to facilitate mass cannabis clemency, which it has now proceed, which it has now processed for 42,964 cases. This comes about a week before the state's first legal adult use marijuana sales are set to launch. It's one step forward in ending the war on drugs and giving our citizens a second chance to achieve their dreams, Ned Lamont said. That's dope, because it's like because cannabis, they have it on a Schedule 1. So if you have a cannabis conviction or whatever, it's like it's gonna show as if like you're dealing with Schedule 1 things.
Right.
So therefore, this is now gone. So certain things are now presented back to you. Certain businesses you can open. Man, you can
That's
probably
dope.
even go and get a gun license.
Man.
That's the
Yes,
weekly
yes.
news. The best way to smoke. Serpo Jr.
Big J.